the
The
browser that
Whiskey
you have
Bros,
up.
your source for whiskey, wine, everything
The
fine.
browser that you have up right now. Don't change it. Okay. Change it. 1 hour of silence occasionally interrupted by Kiki. That's a YouTube video right there.
It's got Michael Jackson.
We're gonna
Oh,
check
it's
that out.
Michael Jackson's.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that's just got to be good.
Drum roll. Drum roll. Drum roll.
Drum roll. What do we get a drum roll for?
Fire Bro
Oh, no.
has
COVID.
a bidet.
What?
Oh, yeah, finally.
My life
It is about time.
has been changed.
Because I am sick and tired of sitting on my bidet, wondering when you're going to actually get to enjoy this nice, refreshing feeling.
I enjoyed it just the other day at Savage Bros' house. Had to make an emergency pit stop, and I even called him. I had to like psych myself up to use his bidet.
So once you go bidet, there's no going back.
Yeah, once you go bidet,
away.
you don't turn away.
Yep.
So what's your very early reviews? I mean, I've had mine.
Hold
for
on,
about-
what was where did that other part of that saying come from?
What?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Once you go bidet, you don't go back. I feel like I've heard that
that's-
somewhere before.
No,
Can't you tell us where that might have?
no, it just
been
popped
inspired?
into my head.
Okay, it's very original, brand new.
Thank you.
Man, it's so quiet in here. Like the life has changed. It's 8 degrees outside. We got a half-inch rain. The door to the studio's open. The AC
wide open.
is off.
Yeah, we haven't.
lovely.
Just been running it for 3 days straight, trying to get it somewhat cool.
It's like the
Yeah.
heat has seeped into the walls in this place.
Yeah, it really has for sure. So, what were you asking me about the bidet?
Yeah, I was just saying.
Why
What's
it
your
took so
review?
long.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
don't.
just didn't use one.
You finally.
I know, but why?
I don't know. I don't
After all the
understand.
talkings that we gave you, why did it take
Well, a
so
person
long?
must
Yeah,
a person must try it for themselves.
All the talkings we've gave you.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, okay, but what ended up doing it? You finally sat down on a bidet accidentally?
No, I
Well,
didn't.
kind of. He had an emergency.
Yeah, but I knew the
Doo-doo.
bidet was there,
Right.
and
Okay.
I'm like, is this like kissing another man's wife to use his bidet? I don't know.
And you couldn't just sat on it and not used it. That would have been blasphemy.
Yeah, so I had to call him and psych myself up, and sure enough, I used it, and I was blown away.
Yeah, okay.
You know what else was
Literally.
blown away?
Your butthole.
Yeah, exactly, because there was nothing left on it. I'm talking squeaky clean,
Squeaky
bros.
clean, yeah,
Squeaky
I know.
clean. I even used the old paper towel to, or the paper towel, toilet paper to dab
Check.
and check, and
Squeaky clean.
polished.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you think it would be polished?
No, I didn't.
He didn't
I
have
didn't
faith
think
in
so.
the bidet.
You're like, after this blowout,
Yeah, there's
this
no
is gonna
way.
be bad. There's
no
no
way.
way this bidet is up for the job.
And it was job successfully completed.
So that changed your life.
And my life has been changed.
How long before you actually ordered the bidet?
It just arrived at my house today.
Okay.
Also, you don't have it
I
installed
ordered
yet?
it that night. No, I don't have it installed yet. I'm assuming I've got to go get a tea.
No, it should come with everything you need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ours did. Did you order the same one I did?
Whatever link you sent me.
It should be. It should.
Okay.
Everything you need should be
buy.
in that box.
And it's seriously like a 10-minute install.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Very simple.
No time. But it's got
Yeah.
even got a little bitty wrench in there.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
fuss,
nice.
no mess. And we know you've seen mess because you've been changing diapers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this has got to extraordinarily cut down on the amount of toilet paper.
It does by a fourth.
Yeah, that's
No, wait, by 3/4.
I really would like to do
Yeah.
a budget on how much money we spend on toilet paper annually until now.
It's not even worth it.
Yeah.
It's like install the bidet and be happy with the answer. It'll show itself because
I don't need to justify it any further.
yeah, you'll be sitting there, you'll be enjoying a grand shit, it's like not doing anything else, and then you'll pull open the toilet paper cabinet and you'll be like, man, I would have gone through this amount of paper in like a month.
Yeah, definitely.
And
a
it's
year
still
later, still there. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Now I just got to get the wife on board, the lady. All right, I know yours, Savage, is on board with the bidet.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that they are.
Oh, really?
I'm not 100% sure that they even use the dang thing.
Really?
I
It's
don't
like
know.
I can
Like I made them all go sit on it. Like I threatened them with a gun. You
Yeah.
must go sit on it. And so I know everyone in the house have tried it.
Like you had this amazing discovery. You did all this work to actually make it transpire. Yeah. Change your household for the good.
And I even sold them
and
on it.
The least they could do is appreciate it.
Yes, because it's got a feminine side of it.
Right.
So I was like, it's made for you guys. But I know they've tried it. I just don't. I don't go in there and, hey, did you use that? You use that?
Yeah.
I don't really.
See, I lay in the bed and obviously, my wife is in there taking a dump. And
you're dreaming of her using your bidet?
Yeah. And
how obvious? How obvious?
Yeah. I just wonder. I wonder if she's going to use it.
Just the opposite of that.
And then that moment of truth comes and it's like, I'm like, yes, yes, all my work is appreciated.
Well, now everybody's going to be self-conscious about using it because you can hear the psst.
Dude, I'm not. I get in there 5 minutes later. I'm finally done with it, but no, I don't even care if they use it.
Yeah.
I love it. I use it. That's all that really matters. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't get the feedback though. I still haven't got the feedback that they got on South Park.
Oh, well, they have the ultra expensive, like
maybe that's what it is.
Bidets they have to install in your house with a forklift.
Yeah,
it's a toilet apparatus all in one, warming, soothing, light,
it works
lighting.
If the wife goes into the restroom, takes a dump, and is like, because she just.
I've never heard my wife do that while she's taking a dump. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody do that.
I mean, I've heard myself do it.
Not like that.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Can we get that?
We're at risk of a rabbit hole here.
Can we get that in quotes?
I know. No, you can't.
Oh, God. I need a whiskey now.
I know. What are we going to have?
Man, I see a few new bottles on the table.
Yeah, got to grab some of this.
Some Woodford?
Yeah.
Woodford Reserve?
Of course. You brought that to my house the other night, so I brought that.
Yeah, that was supposed to stay at your house for your sake.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me have the smoke wagon.
Okay.
I'll try that.
If we're going to do that.
You're closer than me.
I would say this is a rather hot.
Is it hot?
I think so. 100.
Smoke wagon?
92.
No, that is not hot.
92 proof.
Yeah.
That's a blaspheme that even came out of your mouth.
Whiskey.
92 proof hot.
It's hot for 92 proof.
Proof. Oh, we're starting this one. What was the other video you were pointing at that said?
Yeah.
But
I can't really read it.
No, it's
1 hour of silence, occasionally broken up by random.
I think it's higher. I think we scrolled down somehow.
Oh, we must have lost it. We refreshed, and it went away.
1 hour of silence, occasionally broken up by random.
No, this was Michael Jackson.
No, this was 1 hour.
How to get the most of Grammarly free.
Ads.
Damn ads. Occasionally broken up by honk sound effect. What would you want to do this
just
to
hit back
for?
into that other movie because we played that movie. Probably.
It's going to go.
I don't know. We have to wait. Okay, wait. There's you can see the bump where, right there. Wait for it.
Yeah, this is.
Wait for it.
No.
Yeah, this
sucks.
stupid.
Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, no,
I don't think we're up for it.
No, I'm not up for that.
No.
Now, that would be funny if you opened up your computer and just left it randomly somewhere in the house and played that. So yeah, when you're sitting down at night with the old lady and all of a sudden you hear
or better yet,
did you hear that?
A burglar breaks into your house and it's all quiet, and then all of a sudden,
Have you seen the video where the dude sets his Alexa into intruder mode? He says, "Hey, Alexa,
it turns the lights all red,
and all the lights turn red." And what does it start playing? And she's like,
"Welcome to the jungle."
Yeah, welcome to the jungle. You picked the wrong house, motherfucker.
Yep. But yeah, so just to catch you people up that's listening.
It's been a while.
16, yeah, this is not Sunday.
I had like 2 of our 17 listeners reach out and say, "Hey, are you guys
What's
okay?
going on?
Yeah, one of them dropped off, so we only have 16 now.
Oh, man.
We had one at the barbecue back.
No, he said
talking to us.
He was so mad we didn't put out a podcast last week.
He just quit us.
He was done.
Yeah.
Done with us. He said some other choice words.
Yeah.
But it wasn't nice.
Well, that's flattering in a way
Yeah.
that we were missed that much that he just ghosted us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he had a FU in there, except he didn't say F.
I mean, when you can make
said
somebody
fuck.
that mad, they truly love you then, right? Like
We'll see.
There's
We'll
true
see if he
feelings
ever
there.
comes back. He was truly pissed.
okay. Well, I hope they do because we missed them, no doubt. That one person gone hurts.
So we're down to 16. Thank
it.
you
Yeah.
for our 16 devoted fans.
Somebody deleted the note, but we're going to talk about it.
deleted. Okay, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, because I mean, it's something we need to talk about.
Okay.
I don't know why you deleted
Well, what's
it.
to talk about? I didn't delete it. I only added stuff in there.
No, the very first one was talk about skeet shoot and our mill and the kids.
I didn't see that. So somebody, not
Kind
me,
of a big deal.
deleted
kind of
it.
a
I don't
big
know
deal.
Whoever
why.
deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
kind
your
of a
eyes
big
are directed
deal.
at me, sir?
Kind of a big deal.
Skeet shoot.
Yeah.
Was it
feeding
success?
Feeding what? Well, not the skeet shoot wasn't technically for us, but
If you're not keeping score, it was a
yes.
success.
But yes, so I think it was.
I don't want to toot our own horn, but we managed to bring in about $2,800 for them
Man, that's great.
on sponsorship. And
Yep.
China dude.
what the hell? It just showed up, or did you type it back
I
in?
just opened it up on my phone and it popped up on this.
Oh, so it's your fault. Yeah.
They're
Blame it on China.
Hey, guess what? We're going to
China.
talk about the
We're
skeet
gonna
shoot
talk
in our
about it.
mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
money that we raised.
All right. Once again, not to toot our own horn,
Nope.
the mill that we
All for the kids.
donated,
Was the highest.
bidding silent auction bid there.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
kind of proud of that.
2 years in a row.
I am proud
felt
of that.
good,
I
no
think
lie.
if you're going to bolster about something, be braggadocious.
It should be something like that.
Yeah, something charitable.
don't
I
think
mean, a
there's nothing wrong.
$1,300 mill, and it's going to be badass.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is going
It's
to be badass.
really going to be awesome.
Have we got the totals? Do we know that?
Of
much-
what they raised at
yeah.
this event? No, I haven't heard yet.
We need
But
to-
it was a fantastic
Yeah,
turnout. I like
it was.
that.
I
I've been
mean, if
shooting.
they got $2,800 just from us.
Yeah, definitely. I've been shooting in that tournament since 2017, and I believe this is the most that I've seen there.
Yeah, that
like the
place was
most
packed.
active turnout. So yeah, it was
Yep.
it was a great evening, great evening, great morning, and thank
Then
God
it
it
got
was in the
hot.
morning because it was like the last scorching day of the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Busted some caps. I shot a 75. What'd you shoot, Doc?
Oh, it was like
37.
that in reverse. So it was like 73.
No, it wasn't either.
It's 37. 37. Yeah.
Was it that low?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really.
I thought you were in the 50s.
No, that was
No, I was
Coco.
going for the. I thought there was a lowest score.
He thought it was
prize.
like golf.
They should have. Yes, I
Yeah.
could see where the confusion would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
They
So,
should have
so
the lowest
Ron
team,
or Ron, if
like
you're
a
listening
toilet.
to this, next year you need to have a lowest score
Yeah,
prize.
toilet bowl score, and
So,
then,
yeah,
and then he also needs to have a.
That's what I was going for.
He needs to have a big trophy for anybody that had a goose egg on their scorecard. Ghost bro.
yeah. We
He's the
did have
only
one of those.
Yeah, he's the
know.
only one out of all of us that
Big
got
fat
a
zero. Missed them all. It's always so much pressure every station.
Oh
you
yeah,
go
well,
to.
especially with us, bunch of dickheads behind you,
No,
making
right.
it.
to our own team's detriment.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're just giving each other shit. Like, hope you missed, bro. Like, oh wait, the whole score affects us as
Yeah.
a team. Like, we could win an award if we would support each other.
No
a little
way.
more.
dude. You see those
No,
guys
we were
that won?
we were
Screw
up
that.
against guys there with like soccer cleats and shin guards
Yep.
and jerseys,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, whenever you show up to a soccer match like that, you're like, okay, I'm obviously not in competition here.
Yeah, we're not there to win. We're there to have fun.
It's like these shooters had 3 guns a piece, and they
Yeah.
they each had their own cart. They were taking their guns out of sleeves.
Yep.
We're
We're all throwing our guns in the back with dust all over them.
Yeah.
Some might have rust on it because
Some-
it was
yep.
hidden under somebody's bed
Yep.
for a decade or so.
right.
Probably since you built your house, huh?
Probably.
Yeah, it
Like,
was,
have you has that shotgun seen the light of day?
I've never shot that shot.
My God, it showed.
That's
Oh,
funny.
but what fun.
Yep, it was fun. It was a good time.
Great time, and we were fed by Raymond's Barbecue
Yep,
for catering.
which is
Thank you,
great.
Raymond's. Great barbecue as
Yeah.
always.
And then the next day, what'd we do? Next day, we judged
Yeah,
some
more-
barbecue.
more
Jeez,
barbecue.
I know, dude. I was about
Oh, yeah.
barbecued out after that day.
Wise County Barbecue Bash.
Yep.
Yep, it was. Is it Wise County or Decatur Barbecue
Decatur.
Bash? Yeah,
Decatur Barbecue
Yeah.
Bash.
Decatur Barbecue Bash.
You can go back and listen to our episode. What was it? 2 episodes ago?
like
Justin?
3, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah,
something
with
like that.
Justin, and that dude worked his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
that was a great event.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
He actually filled up all the judge spots.
He did. All the judge spots were fulfilled, and I think I had one brisket that I scored a 10. I didn't score a 10 on anything else. Ribs, brisket.
Yeah, I wasn't in all of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting.
It is.
I did put some thought into that, some real thought.
What?
As to, okay, so the question was...
Why the brisket sucked?
Yeah, so why we said the brisket sucked.
Agreed, yeah.
Right? Mm. And the ribs were amazing.
I thought the majority of the ribs, yes. I thought the ribs were way better than the brisket.
And I think that's a thing in barbecue competition.
We did semifinal ribs and final table on the brisket.
So all the brisket that we got, even the stuff that was still had to have already been judged.
Yes.
That's what was weird, because there was 3 or 4 of those briskets. I was how the hell did it even make it to the final?
Right. Yeah, there was there's a couple that started out like a good, like they say, the 1-2 punch right off the bat, and then it just dwindled into the worst damn aftertaste.
Mm-hmm. So the briskets that failed, and I would say how all the briskets failed for me was on taste.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these briskets were actually spectacular meat.
Mm-hmm. Oh right? Yeah, the meat quality was bar none.
And tender. Like, okay, so I set my knife beside me and I had my fork, and if I could pick up my bite with my fork, okay, well that it automatically qualified, right, to be judged. If it didn't qualify, it was just shit.
Yeah.
Right. And so the meat quality itself was just great.
What did you rank it if it was shit? Did you give it a
4?
Okay. I gave a couple of them like a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was extremely nice because I didn't give anybody under a 5 just because I was trying to be nice and say, well, shit, they at least they already made it here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a dick and give them a 3.
That's astonishing coming from that asshole down there.
I know.
Right.
Like,
right.
Everything could have been.
It's like he's got a little bit of a heart.
But those dudes, they work there. I know what it is to work like that. That's smoking. It was balls hot, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I mean, they're already here. I mean, why am I going to...
Sympathy 3.
Yes.
Sympathy
5. Because I didn't give anybody under a 5 on the final table.
I did not like the brisket that was trimmed off with all the no fat left. I like a good 1/4-inch strip of fat on my slice.
And there were some of them that had fat, but then there were some of them that was like a quarter or not even a 1/4-inch thick. Those
were very thin.
Uh-huh. But I think the ways in which competition barbecue has elevated chicken and ribs, you can't elevate brisket that way.
I can't speak for the chicken because we didn't try any.
Right.
I can speak for what it looked like and smelled like. Holy crap. It looked amazing.
Fantastic.
So you think brisket's more or less a one-trick pony?
Yeah, I think you have to predominantly cook brisket on wood.
Yeah.
Right?
And for a long time.
Right. I watched the first episode of Franklin's Barbecue Masterclass. Mm-hmm. And he it's like, and this guy, Franklin's Barbecue down in Austin is kind of like master of Texas barbecue. He's getting a lot of press for it too.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. But you truly get an appreciation towards cooking that brisket with wood, right? And everything is managed from the firebox, and you're picking the wood based off of burn time and where you want your temperature to go, and there's really an art to it. But you're not going to get something that comes out of his smoker. You're not going to get anything like that out of a charcoal smoker.
With just a few pieces of wood for the smoke essence.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So I think charcoal, competition barbecue has carried brisket away from what we know as brisket.
It's long,
obviously
smoked brisket.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I was saying is I think any one of us and numerous other people that I know could cook better briskets than any one of those 18 with their eyes closed. So why would you want to? We've all had each other's brisket.
Yeah.
Why would you ever want to not make the ones we make versus that crap that we tried?
I don't know. I mean, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Those are getting judged by people who might not think the same.
It's true. Who are we to judge the field?
There was a lot of those people that had that brisket that were saying the same
thing. Yeah.
A lot of those people.
I'd be interested to hear the results from like other barbecue competitions in different states. Like we're so used to our brisket, just heavy saturation of smoke, heavy bark.
Yep.
And
yeah, but it's just the flavor in it is so much better than what we had.
Yeah, and we also, I mean, we cook ours to the point where they're hard to slice. They almost crumble because we cooked them so long.
Yeah, and I'm not saying now their slices were on point. I'm not saying that, but man, when I eat a meat, I'm mainly there for flavor.
Yeah,
I want it.
Yeah. Everything was elevated except flavor.
Okay,
that was my opinion.
For the most part. Yeah.
So in y'all's opinion, the ribs were a more profound, desirable.
Like revelation.
Yeah.
As far as like, oh, okay, this is what ribs could.
That's interesting. I don't have any ribs I can't remember any in my head that stood out. There's a couple of brisket that I remember in my head that stood out, but ribs, I don't. None of them were just truly remarkable.
Man, I had 2 or 3 that I was like, dang, good.
Yeah, they were all good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't low score any ribs because they were all pretty damn good. Right. They were all over 5.
But that's what I was saying. So none of the briskets, I was like, ugh. I mean, none of the ribs.
Yeah.
A bunch of the briskets, I was like, ugh.
Some of the brisket, and these are the final briskets. Some of the brisket I liken to canned meat. Like,
that's exactly right.
Vienna sausages.
Potted meat or something.
Had that,
and
had
we
that
said
same
that,
type of flavor.
and we had just had Spam.
Yeah. Oh, and we did. And the Spam beat some of these.
Some of them briskets, that Spam burn-ins from
maybe
that
we
place.
fucked ourselves by having Spam first.
No, I mean, we cleaned our palate with water, and then the Spam would have been gone after the first brisket you thrown down. That's true. I mean,
boy, and I will say that night my bidet got the workout of the century.
Jeez, I think I'm still trying to clean my insides out a little bit from all that.
That's the best case is our best use is to go home and get some Metamucil and just.
Oh man, that's probably what should have happened.
It was terrible.
But we're sitting there, and she comes around and she's like, the head judge lady.
Yes.
And she's like, okay, listen, this is brisket. Take a small bite. Okay, because you will get overstuffed. And like Heath and I look at each other and we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, same. I mean, her small bite was like, I don't know, maybe
an inch.
No, not even that. I was like, I'm gonna do more than that.
Right.
Yeah.
So my bites were about, I don't know, 1.5 inches to 2 inches each.
I wasn't too bad until right close to the end. Then I started feeling it.
I could have kept going. Now about 30 minutes later,
when it hit
that's
bottom
when
finally.
it hit, yes.
And then that night, about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I woke up like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, bleh.
Laid in bed with the guts going.
Yep.
Yeah. But on whole, we saw some cool things.
Yeah.
We saw some really cool smokers.
Really cool.
We got to learn about the
lots of salt
trash can.
People. Yeah.
Yeah. Smokers.
The drum smokers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pioneered by Justin himself, and then sold to and marketed by these other guys that we met. Damn, I should have brought their card in, but they were really cool.
Yeah.
I did see a few. It was neat to walk around through the the barbecue where I guess all the guys are set up, because I did see an array of styles. Like you had the drum smokers, you had small offsets too that the guys carried around with them. So all the styles were there.
Yeah.
That was
a predominance of drum smokers, though.
Yeah,
I would say that's changed over the years.
Definitely. Nevertheless, a great event, and Justin, man, that guy never stopped.
Yep.
Yeah,
the whole
great.
time we were there back and forth, he worked his ass off, and it paid off because it was a great event, Justin.
I would go next year. I'd probably do the same thing, like jump in on the final brisket table.
Oh, I'm not.
Complain in the same way.
I'm gonna try to get final ribs, and this is blaspheme, but I'm telling you, that chicken looks so good. I might do chicken.
Let's do it. Let's do final ribs and chicken.
Yep.
I'm in on that.
For sure.
I mean, we've done final brisket, so
the
final ribs and chicken.
Yeah, if you missed it this year, make sure to catch it next year.
I would like, I did ask him, I said, hey, same time next year? He goes, no, we're going to do it, push it back to where it's going to be a little
That was a good idea.
Cooler, yeah,
a little cooler.
That's always a good.
And what was the outfit that ran the
Outlaw?
Outlaw.
Yep.
Yeah, if you see an Outlaw event, it's going to be like this. So basically, if you show up, you get to be a judge. You're going to get to eat more meat than you can ever hope for, and for free.
And when the Whiskey Bros don't say that lightly, but the meat is plentiful.
Yes.
Meat.
Unlike a cold January day at this table.
Yes.
And I think you can look up on their website and find
Outlaw
all the events.
Barbecue Association.
I don't know.
Right.
Let's try that out. We have a.
Yeah, we have.
Well, that's true. We're sitting
now that we have internet. We can do.
If
those
we had
things.
like sponsors, we could hire somebody to do this. What is Rogan's guy? It's always
Jamie.
Jamie, yeah.
Yep.
Jamie,
Yeah.
look
that up.
Jamie, look that up.
We need Jamie.
Well, we have Coco. If he'd show up, we could have just set him right over there because there's a mic stand.
You said it. If he would show up.
If he would show up, yeah. He can't
Ghost
though.
Bro
He's
for a reason.
Outlaw Barbecue Association.
outlawbbq.org.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. They have all their competitions on there.
Oh, hey, whoa, go back.
What?
Was that video? The Decatur, maybe? Oh, no, Irving Elk Lodge.
Okay.
They probably don't have Decatur up yet.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe we'll get to see.
Maybe so. Yeah. outlawbbq.org.
Ooh, hey, hit events. See what happens at events, maybe.
Events.
You said it, Chance. It's just like salt of the earth people.
Yeah, it is. Just good folk.
I was seeing if they announced the winner.
This is February.
Wichita Falls.
Head judge.
Oh, yeah.
Judy.
I guess none of us.
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, yeah.
Yeah. So this was a older female
Yeah,
that walked around with a ruler.
Was that Judy?
That was Judy.
Oh, yeah, I like that lady.
Decatur, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does it
Winners. James Dodson, limp brisket.
I like that.
And Charles Tant, Bury the Bone BBQ.
Oh, okay.
Judge Judy, yeah, she lived up to that name.
Yeah, she did.
She was.
So that's wonder how what's it say over there? GC
What are you looking at?
to the left of James Dotson.
Yeah,
RGC?
grand champion.
Oh, grand champion. Okay,
Yeah, reserve grand champion.
reserve grand champion.
Very cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Justin West.
I did listen to a few Rogan episodes, and he had Tulsi Gabbard back on from Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't listened to it yet.
I really wish she had a platform that she could run for president.
Is she running?
No.
Okay.
No, she's not. But she did talk about the Maui situation and some of the stuff that's conspiracy, like the land grab thing. She verified that. She said it's not celebrities at this point, but it is the mayor and the governor saying, we're going to talk to our state attorney or our district attorney and see what we can do to commandeer this land and put a memorial on it.
Yeah, he put a memorial and then something else on there.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine being the person that lost their house and their family, or literally had people die because of the fire?
Wow.
Yeah, he said that the week of on a news conference.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's out there in public knowledge.
That's insane.
Yep.
Gosh,
And we're gonna
awful.
We're gonna take. Don't worry, we're gonna take your land, but put up a memorial.
Yeah, he said a memorial or some sort of housing for these people. Not we're going to help these people rebuild.
Yeah.
We're going to build this specialized housing for
So you know
them.
exactly what that means. They'll put up a small memorial, maybe an apartment complex, and then the rest of it becomes we decided we'd sell it to the billionaires, and now it's a resort town.
Well, look at you being conspiracy, bro.
No.
This is factual,
That's
bro.
factual. The conspiracy is they're going to make it into the first smart city.
Yeah, that's the conspiracy.
That's the conspiracy.
Yeah, this is real Agenda 30 type of shit.
What isn't a conspiracy is I kind of have my theory on the way Hawaii might be voting this next election.
Yeah, you think?
Oh,
I think everybody may.
I hope so, man.
But I don't know if it matters.
I don't either.
Yeah.
We're just.
I mean, how many votes did he get?
81 million.
Does it matter?
I don't know where this country is.
And we know all those people haven't died yet because they're already dead, most of them.
There's videos coming out about homeowners that receive ballots from other dead homeowners that moved,
yes,
possessed the house before they did.
Yep.
And those weren't getting thrown out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, anyways, moving.
So on that happy news,
yeah.
Yeah.
Something more related, and then we'll move on to the next thing. New Mexico. The governor of New Mexico decided to ban guns, the possession of firearms in Albuquerque. I know Albuquerque is a shithole, but damn.
When you say you can't buy them or you cannot?
You can't carry them.
Oh, wow.
Period, paragraph. Even if you had a concealed carry, which they honor Texas.
They honor Texas,
carry.
yeah.
So
even if you have that,
mayor of Albuquerque banned guns.
Governor of New Mexico.
Governor of New Mexico banned guns in
Albuquerque,
the capital city.
Capital city, Santa Fe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know
just
that.
Albuquerque?
See.
Oh.
However,
why localize to?
I'm sure because Albuquerque is a major crossroads of drug trafficking, gang crime, and I mean everything is there.
Yeah, so you should ban guns there.
Yeah, but not for the good people.
Why should you ban?
For the good people. If you got all these bad people coming
there?
into town, it's like you want them to have like game of the good people. right? Yeah, you obviously want the bad people to dominate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
In other words, it's
Chicago.
Chicago.
But the
prime example.
The sheriff of the county that Albuquerque resides in straight up said, no, we're not going to enforce that. It's unconstitutional. I signed up to be the sheriff to enforce constitutional law and support the Constitution. This is unconstitutional. A state representative or a House of Representative for New Mexico also said this is unconstitutional. It's not going to fly. The governor has put her. I mean, she's dug her feet in. She's standing her ground. But the sheriff there at least has said, no, we're not enforcing that. So good for them.
Yep.
Good for them. It's nice to know there's still some people out there that stand up for common sense and constitutional law.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see how that goes.
Moving away from the negative,
the black hole.
the negativity.
Go to the light.
Level up your kitchen game, Doc.
I was just sitting around.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything on our notes on Sunday.
It's 'cause
when we didn't do the podcast.
We've been
on
lazy.
Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The last 2 Sundays.
And I was cooking, and I was like, okay, we need something on the notes.
Well, it
and
wasn't
so I
lazy
just
the first time.
started. I was like, okay, what are the kitchen hacks? What are the cooking hacks that I wish my kids knew or know when they grow up?
Yeah.
That a lot of people have either forgotten about or they just should know.
Okay.
And so I started. And I started with Chef Green's recommendation, and then the list just kept
Going.
coming.
Yeah, as we go.
You see, it's a long list. And so, perhaps like this episode or us talking about it distills it down into like some actionable recommendations. But I feel good about this list. Like these are cooking hacks that will automatically level up your kitchen game.
Okay.
And so I guess we just kind of start with the top of the list and go down.
Salts, primary, number 1.
Yeah, that was Brad Green's recommendation.
Yeah, everything needs salt.
No, he said get different salts.
Okay, so kosher, iodinized, sea salt.
Yeah, Hawaiian mineral
Celtic.
salts.
Yeah, Himalayan, Baltic Sea, birch, smoked salts.
So I would say
sauce.
here, okay, so whenever I switched from table salt to kosher salt, I don't even have table salt in my house.
Yeah, we do. We have it, but 98% of the time I'm using kosher salt.
Yeah. So whenever it comes to cooking, just use kosher salt.
Okay.
If it calls for salt, use kosher salt.
What about sea salt?
Yeah, you can use sea salt.
Yeah.
And I really like sea salt for like a finishing salt.
Okay.
Okay. So like my predominant cooking salt is kosher salt.
Yeah.
But then my finishing salt could be sea salt. It could be truffle salt. It could be rosemary salt.
Yeah.
It depending on what kind of dish I'm trying to finish up. If I want a crunchier salt, I go with sea salt.
Sea salt, yeah, and it's large enough crystals that some of it does get liquefied, but also some of it remains behind, so you get that crystallized crunch.
Yes.
Whenever you're putting it in your mouth, it's really good. Yeah, a very
Easy way.
very effective. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And so I don't know, like, do people just not know to buy kosher salt? Because I do not see it in a lot of kitchens.
I don't think so. I think people aren't
Like
very conscious of that. They don't think it's an important thing. They think salt is salt.
Right. So you get it on the salt aisle where they sell salt.
Yeah.
And you get the box of kosher salt.
Very easy to read. Just says kosher salt, big blue rectangular box.
Yep.
From Morton.
Easy call to make.
Uh-huh.
Easy hack. Okay, so next.
Flavored salts, like I've had smoked salts, like birchwood smoked salts. Great for like fish, chicken.
That's another thing too.
Adding another dimension to lighter fare meats.
That's exactly right. So lighter flavored, more delicately flavored items, you can add just a hint of smoke with a smoked salt.
Technically, all salt is sea salt.
Wow.
Technically,
yeah, I guess you're right.
I think it's the finished product though, like how coarsely it's refined or ground.
How much chemicals are putting on it?
Yeah, if you want to break your teeth, go with ice cream salt.
We can't even get 5 minutes into a serious conversation without conspiracy bro down here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Salt comes from chemtrails.
Yep. So does our corn. Roundup ready.
That's
That's a true fact.
Yes, that is a bioengineered corn Roundup Ready.
Yeah, and here's something
another
cool.
episode. Yeah,
if you're running the smoker, you can spread some salt out, some kosher salt out onto a plate.
Do your own.
Stick it in the smoker. You'll have your own smoked salt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Same way with you can pretty much make most of all the salts. Rosemary, you can do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Love that rosemary salt.
Yeah, especially like when you're finishing bread and.
Mm-hmm.
Rosemary to me a little bit goes a long way. Like you could overpower something real quick with rosemary.
Definitely.
Now there are some instances like your bread, like you just spoke of. I don't know if you could get enough rosemary. Like it goes fantastically with it.
That's true
but
too.
In some instances, you can overpower the dish with rosemary.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all if you ever heard of
chicken is a prime example.
Y'all ever heard of this salt? Fleur de sel.
Yeah, I use it every day.
Is he saying it right?
No, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying it's definitely a French. Fleur de
sel.
Sel.
Yeah, it's flour salt.
Flour salt. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a sea salt, hand harvested.
But does it say what makes it flour?
It's from Brittany, France. It's got to suck.
It's hand harvested, so you only got to worry about
paper
salmonella.
thin salt, so it's going to be more of the kosher style. Because the kosher is kind of a flakier,
flaky.
Yeah.
And so, but it's very easy to level up your salt game.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah.
The either doing it yourself, DIY, or just buying it.
Oh, this is
It's
kind of
ready to
cool.
go.
So it's paper thin crystals or just delicately drawn from the water surface, much like cream is taken from milk. That's kind of cool.
Okay. It sounds like slave labor to me.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Bunch of poor French people out there getting
5
cracked.
pounds will run you a cool $80.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
you don't
not
need. That's not bad.
5 pound bag.
pounds is
That's
a lot of salt.
Yeah, you don't buy 5 pounds of a expensive salt.
Ooh, this is too soon. But number 8 on the salt list is black Hawaiian salt.
Yeah, that stuff is great.
There's a reason why it's black right now.
Because it's
Burnt. Ooh, they also have red.
Come smoked.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
It's roasted
too
and smoked.
soon. Yep. And there's a red Hawaiian salt.
Too soon.
Yeah. So that black Hawaiian salt is a very mineral type
Heavy?
of salt,
Mm-hmm.
mineral heavy salt, and can add depth.
Yeah.
A lot of people are kind of pushing it from a health perspective, like making salt water for fasting purposes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Health perspectively speaking,
Yeah.
I would think salt is salt. Sodium is sodium.
Not
health-
all salt's the same.
Well, flavor wise, yeah, but like it's all still sodium, right?
No.
Your body still processes it and treats
I would
it
have
as
to look
sodium.
this up, but I don't think all salt is sodium chloride.
Interesting. Maybe we can cross this bridge with the
I mean, you got potassium chloride.
Gut check people.
gut check
Maybe they
guys.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
this
might
is
know.
good question.
They might know.
Do you people want to know what the rarest salt is
What?
in the said world that we live in? Any
Yes.
guesses?
I do want to know.
Any guesses where it's from? Let's say that. I'm
okay.
gonna go ahead and throw it out. It's not the United States.
Of course not.
Wow.
Is it northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere?
Talking to the wrong guy. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
Jesus Christ.
The rare salt.
What continent? Well, I guess I'd give it away.
The world.
Yeah.
Just guess. Jesus.
Antarctic
Wrong. Go.
sea salt.
I would say
Hurry up.
Yeah,
Just
well,
guess. You don't win
so it's
nothing if you're wrong.
Afghanistan.
So, no. Starts with a P. Anybody else want to guess P?
Pakistan.
Polish.
Nope. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead. Blue Persian rock salt.
Persia is not a place.
Persian.
Persian.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where's Persian.
It's a
from?
region.
Yeah, it's a
right?
region.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
would that be?
Yep, not
Pakistan, probably. Maybe. I don't know. Where's Persian people from?
Geez, I don't know. Now we're
From-
gonna have to look
I
this
know,
up.
right?
Thanks a lot, man.
I guarantee it's
Like we were
from,
coasting along until you had to ask a difficult
it's
question.
from the desert. How about that?
Yes.
from the desert. Yes, definitely. Persian rock salt. Okay.
Yeah, blue.
Blue Persian rock salt. Things I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Did you find that on TikTok?
Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Validity there. Spices.
Okay, so
Dry-
this is the next way.
Dry spices, peppercorns.
Yeah. So if you can buy a dry spice,
Yeah.
a dry whole spice. So I'm talking cumin seeds. I'm trying mustard
Yeah.
seeds,
Iran
coriander.
Iran, by the way. Persian, Iran.
Iran.
Okay. Yep.
So I was close with the Afghanistan thing.
Pakistan. You said Pakistan.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
Yeah.
Peppercorns.
Stan. Yeah.
A lot of different pepper out there too, huh?
A lot of different pepper. White pepper, black pepper. I don't get it.
It's just so serious.
What the fuck are y'all laughing at?
It's just how serious I got with the pepper conversation. I went from, yay, a lot of long pepper out there, huh?
Oh, my God.
Peppercorns. Let's get deep in the peppercorn.
Yeah, so that's another. So these are spices that literally last forever.
Yeah.
Maybe not literally, but they
long enough for you to die and not give a shit about them anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Ooh, but pepper does live inside you forever, don't it?
No.
Yes, it does.
You asked the question that to Jackie at the Greenwood.
Actually, she said it.
She said it. I disagree. Doc confirmed it. It does.
Obviously, it does.
No. Where does it go?
It stays in you until you die.
That's horseshit. Then you would smell like and perspire pepper your entire life.
Just going off the doctor.
That is absolute horseshit.
Yeah, it's horseshit.
Thank you.
I was just having fun with it.
Look how mad he is now. Now he's going to pull up TikTok to try to validate his claim here.
Talk about yourself.
Oh, man. But, okay, so most of the spices that people get have a shelf life because they're ground up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
it's easier for moisture and oxygen to get into and react.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So if you can buy your spices in whole ingredients, just do it.
Yeah.
And then you buy a mortar and pestle or a spice grinder.
I want to ask my wife that. I want one of those for a mortar and pestle for Christmas.
Ooh, pepper helps you digest food in your body.
Pepper does a lot of things.
Pepper helps you digest food in your stomach.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, eat more pepper.
Right.
Pepper. Ooh, what is the good pepper? Cayenne? That's like really good for you.
Yeah, but that's different than peppercorn.
Right.
If you've listened to any of the gut check, peppers contain flavonoids.
There you go.
We'll elaborate on that.
Wow.
Okay,
we'll elaborate
that's a
on
good. We'll put that on the note. What are flavonoids?
Oh, definitely.
Flavonoids, just like that.
Flavonoids.
And summing it up, they're good for your mental health and cognitive function.
I need a bunch of pepper.
Right.
Then. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, what's next on our list? Pepper sucks.
Yeah, well, the next is using mortar and pestle. You grind your whole spices.
Yeah, I like that. I don't have one, but I've always wanted one. But then I feel like I'd get it and then I would never use it. I'd use it like once.
It'd be a display item.
Well, if you only had whole spices, you would use it.
So if I only bought peppercorns, I'd have to use it.
You'd have to use it.
Or I would go buy a grinder. And
Yeah, well, that's a spice grinder is great.
Yeah.
It really is.
But there's the
or it's basically like a coffee.
The stone thing. What's
coffee
it called?
grinder.
Pestle.
Yeah,
mortar and pestle.
I think it grinds it up finer than the whole.
I agree.
Grinder thing. That's what I.
Yeah.
Well, it
you have
depends
to
on how
work
much,
for it too.
You gotta,
yeah. When I've used yours, that's what I've
right.
Like, man,
and for me, it's a feeling of because you can as you're beating these spices,
creating something.
Yeah, as you're beating those spices.
Yeah.
Beat those spices.
As you're beating the spices, you're getting the aroma, and it's like it feels like you're actually
doing something crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Creating something,
yeah,
maybe.
definitely.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes you. It immerses you in the event.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Here's another hack with regards to spices: toasting the spices.
Okay, why would you do that?
Is this before or after you grind them?
Usually, it's before.
So adding another element of preservation or flavor.
Flavor.
Okay.
Yeah, because toasting anything
Adds flavor.
adds flavor.
Huh.
And so what you
Except
do
for
is
your
you have this
buns.
basically one of your pans, small pans, you turn it on low heat, you toss the spices that you're going to use. So if I make chili, it's like, two tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of coriander, and then, various other like dry spices, my peppercorns, my clove. I'm tossing those ingredients into the pan. I'm just like lightly toasting them until I'm getting that toasty aroma.
Same concept as like aromatics, like garlics and shallots, and you get those in there, saute them with some butter, get the aromas
and
going,
then you're good.
And then the flavor is even more pronounced too. So
absolutely,
same concept, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so like the days of making chili with McCormick chili packets, that's out.
Well,
2 alarm.
I mean,
chili packet.
There might be the day
out.
at the Deer Lease that McCormick still holds
Two alarm chilies.
I mean,
the chili pack. That ain't bad.
I can't
chili.
completely discount it. Like,
hey, while we're talking about,
I
chili,
did grow up on
Give me
that.
some of that Woodford in that napkin. there,
okay.
My glass got some green stuff growing in it.
Why is it that
It'll
we
match
have
the
Woodford
label.
on? I mean, that's interesting. Why there's so much Woodford products that
I know,
suddenly
right?
showed up?
I don't know why.
how that just
Don't know why
happens
that'd
all of a
be.
sudden.
Huh.
It's because we drunk all the other Woodford, sir, and Doc's finally replenished it.
Obviously.
Yeah, we do drink a lot of Woodford.
A lot. Hey, give me that napkin while you're doing that.
Oh, you
you
got it
murdering
in
it
your
over
nose?
there?
Got to wipe your ass.
Who? No,
No,
he's
I got
got
a bidet for that. I got to wipe my glass.
Oh. There we go.
You are dangerous
Yeah,
with
he
that.
is. He's
Thank
like
you.
trying to kill it.
I try to be.
I've seen him dispatch a pig with a knife.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a,
If you can call it that.
that was a long ago, Doc.
Yeah.
He's better at surgery now.
It was a long death,
We need
too.
to create Doc a spear
Dude.
for when we do start pig hunting again when it's cool enough,
Yeah.
which it's getting there.
It is almost there.
That we can wound it, and then Doc can just come running out of the black,
Ah!
stab it, and video this.
Okay, it's
All
happening.
right, we're doing it.
I would like some of the Hornitos. Hornitos, the tequila.
Alinitos.
Oh, speaking of tequila, since
What?
we're on that, I went to Trinity Street, had
Oh, yeah.
agave night. That was actually kind of cool. I'm still not a big tequila guy, but the tequilas that we tried were extremely good. I'm just not a big tequila guy.
What foods were paired with that?
A Mexican variety.
You're on fire tonight.
I mean, it was. That's what it was.
We knew it wasn't going to be Canadian or French
Wow.
food, so
Right.
So
Any
let's see. The
specific
first serving, when you sat down, they brought out chips and some kind of like
Salsa.
it was almost like a bean salsa. I don't know what it was. It had a weird flavor. It was pretty good. It was kind of spicy, but I mean, it was pretty good. So chips, salsa while we waited. And then the next serving was a puree mole, I guess, where they had, which was,
Define mole.
I don't really know what mole is.
It's
but-
basically just like
so it's not the same like chicken mole that you got. I mean, it was a puree in a like little serving bowl.
it's basically pureed peppers.
peppers.
Like
and
like
Yeah, but it
chipotle
had
peppers.
not the corn, but what's the other thing that looks kind of like corn?
Maize.
Hominy.
hominy. Yeah.
Had that in there. I mean, it was freaking amazing. Amazing.
Mole typically also has chocolate. What's the fruit that bears chocolate?
Cocoa.
Yeah.
Cacao.
Cacao.
Yeah, typically has cacao in it too.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then, so after that serving was done, they brought out a plate of ceviche. Oh my God, it was good. Oh my God.
I mean, you can't see it. We don't have cameras yet.
I know.
Freaking
But he
delicious.
turned into
It had-
a college age
It
white
was,
chick.
It was
just
the
there.
first.
Yes.
Well, it was the first ceviche I've had that had sushi. It had strips of tuna, raw tuna,
Yeah.
on the bottom with ceviche over the top. Oh my God, it was.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That sounds fantastic.
Like we
was.
turn it into other shittier things. But
No, I've
that's-
had real ceviche from my kin, and it don't have raw fish on it. Well, it does. It's usually the white fish that's all mixed up with it. So
Yeah.
this, I think, also had white fish and shrimp and crab or whatever they had on there, but then they plated it with a piece of raw tuna on top. Oh my God.
That sounds fantastic.
And then you had the option of, and I still don't remember the name of this other taco thingy, but then, or burrito tacos.
Mhm.
Those were phenomenal too. And then, Jesus Christ, we had, and then throughout all this, so we started out with a tequila cocktail, and then through all this, Conrad would come by and pour you the tequila that went with
from
each.
T Street.
Went with each food. And then we had the dessert came out, which was tres leches cake.
Ooh,
Which the flavor was good. It just wasn't traditional tres leches cake. It was too cakey. You know, tres leches is almost like pudding when you
Yes.
go through. It's soaked in milk, and the flavor was good. Just wasn't what I'm used to but man, Chris made probably gonna ruin this. Made a what's the rice cinnamon milk called?
horchata.
Yeah.
He made a rum horchata cinnamon coffee liqueur drink.
Oh man.
Holy shite.
I mean, it sounds great.
Is Chris Leon? Is he the one
Yes,
responsible?
Chris Leon.
Leon. Is he
Yeah.
the one responsible for putting this together?
I believe Matt and Conrad.
Yeah.
Is the one that's responsible. So Chris and Abe were the main cocktail, whatever you want to call them, bartenders.
Okay.
Is that what you call them? I can't remember their chef's name. Trinity Street Chef is the shit, by the way.
Okay.
I mean,
Shrimp and grits are good.
Shrimp and grits are the best I think I've ever had up there, but
yeah,
he's the shit. And I think
I've honestly not had them. I have to go try them.
When we turn the mics off, I'll tell you what the next one's going to be. I don't think I can put that out there yet.
Okay. Well, we'll move on.
On to the list, though.
Reduction.
Yeah. Reducing.
Yeah.
Reducing.
Okay, so this is just a cool technology. Is if you make anything and it's a little too soupy, what are you listening to? Oh, that was Heath farting.
No, I think that's an airplane. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it was, congrats, because that had to feel great.
I know, that's a long one.
Yeah, if you make anything and it's too soupy, you just leave it there on the heat and let it reduce. Right?
Yeah.
Put a little gelatin in it.
Yeah, I don't even
Flour.
do that now.
Yeah.
Right? I just let it kind of
Cool down and
no, simmer. I just let it sort of bubble for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it takes.
it's a long time to wait.
Yeah, sometimes.
Until you make like beef caramel.
Yeah, but
that's how it usually works for me. Is I always end up going too long, and now I've got caramel of whatever the hell was in the pan.
Beef caramel. Do we need to maybe look a little deeper into that?
I mean, we could.
But this is a cool trick. I'll even take whenever I buy soy sauce or I buy balsamic vinaigrette, a balsamic vinegar. I never buy balsamic vinaigrette, by the way. But
I know I brought home a GD this balsamic, and
that stuff is good, by the way.
You blasted me for it. Like, where did you get this bullshit from? I'm like, Central Market, bro. You're like, this sucks. You're an idiot.
Because it was vinegar.
It was too thin, right?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Now, what's that shit you buy? Because that shit is amazing.
Yeah, it's OG.
OG. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, on Amazon. That stuff is great.
OG balsamic.
Yeah, but it's great because it's a syrup.
Yeah.
Or as Heath would say, a syrup.
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 Tends to stick to whatever you pour it on, not just beat off like balsamic vinaigrette would.
Right. But you can create that with soy sauce and with balsamic by reducing it.
Okay.
So immediately, whenever you get the bottle, you pour it in a saucepan and you simmer it until it's like 2/3 its volume, right?
Sure.
And then pour it back into the bottle.
Okay, if you say so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never reduced anything on purpose, I don't think.
I don't either.
That's an easy kitchen hack is if you get a liquid ingredient, you most likely can reduce it.
Other things,
and it'll condense the flavor.
Yeah.
It'll make it a little more sticky.
Adherent.
I like that.
Other things, I've classically heard of red wine sauces.
Yeah.
Technically, breakfast white gravy.
Heath and I made a red wine sauce one time. Oh,
technically, gravy.
We want to cook off with
brown and whites are in essence a reduction, right?
Yes.
Because you're reducing down fat, you're adding in flours and starches.
It's a little more complicated because it's also you're also suspending. It's a suspension.
I like the finger work there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us another besides balsamic and red wine. Give us another example of a reduction.
I mean, honestly, those balsamic and soy are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fish sauce.
Why would you reduce?
Don't reduce fish sauce in your kitchen.
Oh, don't even use fish sauce in your kitchen. It's going to stink no matter what.
Bad
Why would you
odors.
reduce soy sauce?
Yeah.
Soy sauce.
Same reason. It makes it like a syrup.
Oh, it makes it a little stickier.
Yeah.
Makes it a little stickier, right?
I'm gonna, since it's in here, I don't see it. What about clarifying butter?
Oh, it is ghee.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Where the hell is?
It's
So we'll get
okay, I
down.
see it down there now.
We'll get down to that.
Okay.
All right. Here's the next one. We don't even have
Dark
to
meat
talk
chicken.
about it. Okay. If the recipe calls for chicken,
Throw away the white meat.
just put in dark meat.
You racist.
Yep.
I know. I'm. Good Lord, what are you saying? Yeah.
just use the dark meat.
Don't use white meat chicken.
What am I saying? I don't.
I mean,
know.
unless you're using the whole chicken and you're like starting from a whole chicken. Like if you're gonna buy chicken, buy dark meat chicken. If you don't want to debone it, buy boneless dark meat chicken.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
What part of the chicken is dark?
It's legs, thighs, and wings.
All right.
Yep.
especially that inner thigh area.
And at the meat market, they have it's like far left on the bottom level. It's just dark meat chicken.
That'd be Wise Choice Custom Meats.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eventually, they're just going to start like giving us money, surely, because we always sponsor them.
Obviously.
I think it's the other way around. We're just keep giving them money.
Yes, that too. I did go there today. I had to say this. I did go there today to buy a few meat items, and I also bought myself a steak, which I cooked on the green egg over fire from start to finish.
Is that why you were late? You didn't bring us any?
Partially.
Okay.
But you know what? That's the first time usually we're on flat cast iron or something.
Yeah.
And, not directly over coals. Mm-hmm. I overcooked the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long.
It happens. You got to fuck it up now and then.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Right?
I've cooked it over coals from start to finish. It's still good. I mean, it's still good.
Was it roast steak or no?
No, it was a porterhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe 3/4 of an inch too. It was thin.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry for that segue.
Yeah. Whiskey Bro steak is traditionally 2 1/4 inch New York strip.
Yep.
Slow cooked and then finished over high heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so that one's easy.
We won't fuck those up.
And I'm hungry now.
Yeah, if you put chicken in a dish, make sure it's dark meat chicken.
Dark meat. If you're going to insert it, make sure it's dark.
That's it.
There you go.
And that leads into the next one. Okay, if a recipe calls for water,
Use broth.
use broth.
Why?
Period.
More
Because
flavor?
it's just more flavor.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you put water in the shit?
Yeah.
Like when I make lemonade?
Yeah,
Chicken broth lemonade, huh?
dude.
Okay, maybe we should specify.
Okay, we got to try that one first before we actually endorse it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm trying that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, we should be supportive of making your own broth too. Garrett does his. I mean, he's got a
I make
chicken
my own.
and all the stuff in the pot.
A dick though.
Yeah, I mean, it takes like what 4 days?
Yeah.
To get everything.
No, it's actually not. It's super easy.
Just go buy some good broth.
I mean,
So you take out your Instant Pot.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No, a real pot on a real stove.
No, it's no different. With regards to broth.
And it's so much quicker.
Yeah, with regards to broth.
Not everybody has an Instapot.
But
Yeah, most people got an
you can go
Instant Pot.
buy good broth.
Yeah, and you can buy good broth. Yeah.
Don't get
This
crazy.
is quite the
But you can
paradox
make
for
better
us discussing an Instapot right now because we are huge advocates of fucking cast iron.
Yeah, it's true. But the only reason I actually use my Instant Pot is to make broth.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us how.
Okay. So broth, if you have bones, right? Or some bones with some leftover meat on it, even better. You like take the bone out of a steak. You instead of buying boneless dark meat chicken, you buy the whole chicken, right? And cut the meat off of it. Then you take that carcass, the bones, and you put it in the Instant Pot and you chop an onion in half. You throw it in there. You take a handful of carrots, throw it in there. I like to put some ginger in there.
There's really no scientific measuring.
No.
Okay.
No. Cloves of garlic. Okay. Or better yet, some spoonfuls of already chopped canned garlic. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it in there. And then thyme, rosemary, whatever like green spice you have, toss it in there.
Okay.
Right? I'm talking like 2 tablespoons, quite a bit.
You're just making Flavor Town, baby.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I could have already been to the store and back.
Really?
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, there's something a little more.
It is. It tastes better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, you're involved in the event.
Yeah.
Whatever Garrett does, he brings me a jar of the stuff, and I drink it like a glass of it in the evening just by itself because it's packed full of nutrients too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything. There's nothing bad in there for you. Everything is a good nutrient.
And if that was a little too quick for you, you just look it up on Google.
Yeah.
How do I make broth with a Instant Pot? Right?
There you
Fill
go.
that shit up with water, put it on there in broth mode,
Yeah.
and then and
Oh,
then,
it has a broth mode?
yeah.
Well, Doc
Soup
South
mode.
Lake Bougie one does.
Well, there's only one Instapot, I thought.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
one
you got
name
off-brand shit.
Yeah, but
what
even the regular Instapot don't have the
broth mode?
broth mode.
different modes. But it's probably soup mode.
Yeah, it's soup mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like your house starts smelling good after about an hour and then it beeps. I mean, if you get to it in the next hour, great. If not, if in the next
Done, yeah.
This might
4
be
hours.
a worthy investment, too, for like making natural whole baby foods.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think Cora would like a broth, like a homemade broth.
Oh, who doesn't?
Well, I don't know. She's an infant, but she does.
Like any soup you make needs homemade broth.
Yeah.
Right.
She's in the middle right now of teething, so it's been a few rough nights. But I did give her a nice
rum.
No. We don't condone that. We don't condone giving infants alcohol.
Well, crap.
I gave her a nice medium cooked tough piece of steak.
Oh yeah.
Picanha, like a tough piece of picanha.
Yeah.
Just gnawed on it.
And instead of holding it for her now, I just set it in front of her. And they say at this age, let them use their hands, let them make a mess, let them have fun. She took it and for 30 minutes straight, just went after it. She got to the point where she started pulling on it and trying to tear too. Sarah reached for her and she's like, I'm like, yes, look at this.
That's my kid.
Look at this primal instinct coming out of my child. Yep. Get away from my meat.
What'll make a dad proud right there.
That did, man. That was a proud moment for dear old dad for sure. All right. Well, we've made the broths and okay.
Yeah. And then you take the broth out of the Instant Pot, you put it in a pot and you reduce it down.
Okay.
Reduce.
So you want to make it more adherent, stickier.
You want to condense that flavor.
Get rid of that water.
Yep. Exactly.
Classically, how long is a broth going to last in a jar in your refrigerator?
I have them in there for months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually about that because I use them.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and the nose knows. If you open it and it smells off,
that's exactly right.
It's time to go. The nose knows.
Yep.
Searing meat in aromatics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's I was thinking about this because somebody in my household, love you to death, was cooking a recipe with meat, and she just put the meat into the recipe. Don't do that.
Sear your meat first.
Sear your meat first.
Yeah, brown it. Yeah, sear it, brown it, whatever.
So, which kind of leads to like knowing what your mirepoix is.
Define mirepoix.
So the mirepoix is basically the base of all French food, like all French recipes, and it's onion, carrot, and celery, right?
Okay.
And you get into debates as to in what amount, like it's 2 parts onion, 1 part carrot, 1 part celery. But basically, whenever you start a dish, you heat up your fat, okay? In my case, often tallow or ghee, which we'll get to. And then you put your chopped onion, your carrot, and your celery in there, and you create this like aromatic, wonderful thing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to start your recipe with. You can do that almost with any recipe.
And in that process, it's bolstering your own senses. And preparing your own palate.
And then if you have meat in your dish, all of my dishes have meat. You take and you toss your meat and you simmer it in those aromatics.
Yeah.
You brown it in those aromatics. Then you take the meat and set it off to the side for whenever you actually need to use it.
I find that is like to cooking like the cup of coffee for waking up in the morning. You get those aromatics in there, get them.
Oh, and
you're
rolling.
Once that hits your nose and your palate, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to cook the fuck out of this dish. I'm going to make this the best I possibly can. I want to rock this shit. Just because it's
encapsulate it perfectly.
It has set your body in motion to like, this is going to be the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. And you can get creative with those aromatics. So basically, that mirepoix, okay.
What?
Mirepoix.
Mire what?
Yeah, mirepoix. Mirepoix.
Where were you at like 3 minutes ago when I asked him to define that?
So that onion, carrot, celery can be traded out. You can take that carrot and put a bell pepper in there, right?
I'll sometimes sear my meat at like really, really finely chopped garlic and butter. Start out with that as your mirepoix.
Yeah.
Wait.
Instead of onion, add a shallot.
Yeah.
Add a shallot and garlic.
Shallot's not easy to go to the store and get here. You got
No, it's true.
But onions will work.
Yeah. Onions are great. And play with that mirepoix. Play with
All right,
that
Doc.
base.
Is it mirepoix or mirepoix?
I say mirepoix.
You first said
mirepoix.
mirepoix. I mean, don't
Technically,
make me
it's
reverse.
mirepoix.
Okay.
Mirepoix.
So why would you
I'm
say
not French,
mirepoix?
but it's mirepoix. Mirepoix.
You sometimes talk French.
Yeah.
And when he's trying to speak Spanish.
But it's and then if you have a recipe that's like a casserole or it's a one skillet recipe, if it's not starting with a mirepoix, start it with a mirepoix.
Okay.
And it'll make all the difference in the world. Elevate it.
Elevate that biatch.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And we can all speak to this one.
Yeah.
Cast iron.
Oh, yes.
The OG.
The OG.
I mean, I do have a sauce pan that is stainless steel.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is fucking cast
iron. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no better thing to cook with.
I do have one very high-end, nicely finished aluminum skillet, but I rarely use that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. You just honestly just cook with cast iron.
Yeah, definitely. And it, as long as you take care of it,
that's right.
It stays in your family for generations.
And you don't need like a fucking poisonous nonstick skillet.
Right.
Don't do that.
And in the event the world goes to shit and you need to make your own bullets, you can melt down your lead and cast iron too.
Or just hit somebody in the face with it.
Yeah, it's very weaponized however you need it. Yeah, weaponized for food, ammunition building, or a handheld weapon.
And you can't have enough cast iron skillets.
I agree.
Obviously.
I agree.
It's like one for everything.
If you have one beam running through your kitchen, it better serve a purpose of being very, very robust to hold up all your cast iron utensils and pans. Yes, definitely.
That's right. So that's the I call it the OG nonstick.
Nonstick, yeah. Now this part does. I mean, every now and then you've got to reseason them so they retain. Mine desperately needs a reseasoning because it's like it is the OG. Everything.
So how do you reseason yours?
I strip it down. I take the chainmail sponge,
hardcore,
give it a really good scrubbing. Then I take some. It's not. It's like a Brillo pad.
Yeah,
yeah, and then give it a good. Scrubbing with the Brillo pad, wash it out on heat, and then avocado oil.
Okay.
So avocado oil, or you can use grapeseed oil to give it more of a bronze hue, but avocado oil because it's high heat for one. But once you get it good and dry, rub the inside with the avocado oil, let it sit for a minute with a little bit of heat to let those pores absorb it. Then you take another paper towel, and then, you wipe this thing like you're trying to get every morsel of oil off of it.
Oh, it sounds like so much work.
Yeah.
It does, but it's effective. And then once that's done, you put it in the oven for 30 minutes at 500 degrees. Let that go into a seasoning or what is the word? I'm trying to think. What it does to the oil, it crystallizes the oil and then turns it into that nonstick surface.
Okay. I don't know what word you're looking for.
I can't remember at the moment, but
yeah.
It'll come to me in 10 minutes. I'll yell it out, and you'll look at me weird and say, "What? Remember?" Okay.
So every once in a while, you probably have to do that.
Definitely, you have.
For some reason, I haven't had to.
Especially
never done that.
If you're doing acidic like tomato sauces in your cast iron pans, you're gonna have to reseason after those.
I usually take a Brillo pad and hot water, and I just scrub the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then usually, I take the hot pan and I wipe it with something.
Yeah. Now over years,
butter, tallow, tallow most commonly.
Yeah.
I'll take and just kind of rub tallow in there.
Well, we just throw it on the stovetop, heat it up, turn it off, and go.
Yeah. Yeah. And so,
well, they say the technique of like rubbing it, wiping it to where you're trying to get every morsel off, because if you don't, you end up getting layers of that oil
that's probably true.
It bakes into the seasoning, and then your seasoning flakes.
Yeah.
So you want very, very, very thin coatings of seasoning. You could do 5 of them, but they're unified or uniform.
Right.
And you don't get the flaking.
And cast iron turns out medically is a good source of what we call non-heme iron.
Yeah, even the vegans can benefit from making their food in cast iron.
That's true. Mm-hmm. They probably can't benefit in a lot of ways from what we're talking about, but
if
that
they
is
use cast
one way.
Iron, we can find some common ground with the vegans.
Absolutely. And then I know I said like the only thing I ever do is reduce my recipes to thicken them up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I add thickener.
Flour?
Actually,
gelatin?
Here, this is interesting. I've been doing this a lot lately. Cashews.
finely crushed or
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, finely crushed cashews.
Buying
like
them?
making it into a paste. I add like a couple of tablespoons of water. I'll take a handful of cashews.
Yeah.
Blend it, like grind it down, either in the mortar and pestle, or in the blender, or in the spice grinder.
Okay.
Now add a couple of tablespoons of water and make it into a paste. Add that in there.
I've seen almonds, used in that.
Same way.
It's the same. So same thing. You're making a nut flour, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And that's kind of cool. But then a roux. So flour, like you said, flour.
What is the difference between a roux and a broth?
Okay. So a roux, basically you're taking a little bit of flour and a little bit of fat. And it actually doesn't matter what kind of fat. I mean, it could be vegetable oil. Hate that, right?
We don't condone that.
Yeah, no, we do not.
We should promote tallow,
butter,
duck fat, and
that's greatness.
The other one, lard.
Yeah. My favorite roux is actually with duck fat. That's like more intense flavor type of roux.
Fantastic flavor, more expensive and difficult to get your hands on, but
so
great fat.
Here you get into it's like 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of fat, and then you heat that up, mix it in, okay. And if you want a more like in-depth flavor, you stick it in the oven for 90 minutes, right? But if you just want like
at what temp? I mean, that's got to be
350.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you just want like this, like nice thickness and richness added to your, just cook it on the stovetop for like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And get this very light roux.
Yeah.
And then use that to start your mirepoix.
Would that? Well, I guess it's in a sense it's all fat, so you're not going to end up with a caramelization of it.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay.
So and basically because you're mixing the fat with the flour, it's going to caramelize a little bit.
Yeah.
Gently over time. That's what makes a dark roux.
Yeah.
Like in gumbo. But if I'm cooking like a chili, I'm going to start rouxing that bitch.
Okay.
Right? If I'm cooking any type of stew or whatnot, and I have the time to just kind of mix up this flour and fat, usually 3 tablespoons actually, or something like that.
Yeah.
I will stick it in the oven, 350, 90 minutes, basically, and then I'll start the recipe.
So you're doing the work before the work really comes into play.
Yeah.
But it's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Power of a blender.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, okay. Are we advocating here for any old blender will do? Or are we talking like we need a good Vitamix or
no? Technically, any blender will do.
Okay,
I got a cheap ass blender.
Yeah, same. We don't have any extraordinary thing. I think it's an old Walmart Oyster or whatever.
A lot of things I cook.
Yeah,
it's like it's looking a little chunky in the pan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's not coming together. I'll take the meat out of that bitch. Did I just say that? Okay.
You said it. It's fine. I mean,
shit. Okay. I'll take the meat out and I'll throw all the ingredients in blender out, blend them up, throw the meat back in.
Okay.
So it's a cool hack.
Meat out of the pan and into the blender.
No. Take the meat out, throw everything else into the blender.
Everything else. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Then the meat goes back into the pan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes I'll toss some cashews in there.
Yeah. Just to help as a thickening agent or okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
And it creates a puree.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. We're all passionate about this one.
Yeah.
Fats, tallow, ghee.
Geez, this is super important, right?
It really is. I mean, not just for flavor, but like fats are healthy and they are a nutritional component of your diet.
That's exactly
They're
right.
Not the devil.
So what fats can you cook with?
Well, I would say
what fats should you only cook with?
Natural, saturated fats.
Yeah,
tallow.
Exactly.
Tallow from beef.
Tallow and butter.
Yeah, butter from the tits of beef.
Yeah.
or goats or whatever,
Right.
and then lard from pork.
Yes.
Not as high of a smoking point, but a natural fat. Even avocado oil.
Avocado oil is fine.
Yeah, it's a pressed.
Yeah.
It's a pressed pit.
Same
with olive oil.
I don't cook from olive oil or cook with olive oil.
It's got too low of a smoking point. Yeah,
It is.
great flavoring oil.
So
Good finishing oil, but
perfect finishing oil.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But heat oxidizes it, and so honestly, it's tallow and butter.
But you've got to clarify the butter to get to that higher smoking point,
which is wonderful flavoring too.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're going to use butter and you're cooking a high heat dish, you've got to go the extra mile to clarify that into, or you can just buy it.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toss that butter into a saucepan beside your skillet that you're cooking on, or beside your Dutch oven, whatever. And you heat that butter to where it's simmering and where it separates, and you'll get these solids on the bottom. You'll get these solids on the top, and then you take and you tilt that skillet, and you take a spoon, you get those solids off the top.
Just skim them off.
Yeah. And then you pour that clarified butter into your pan, but leave the solids on the bottom in the sauce skillet.
Okay.
And that is ghee.
The solids that are skimmed off are ghee?
No. The liquid that you pull off that
is
ghee.
ghee. Okay.
Which is clarified butter.
That now has a higher oxidation point of like 450 or 500 degrees.
Yeah. In my opinion, you can't find anything better, high heat, to actually cook in.
Great flavor. You can also buy pre-made ghee, right?
Yes, you can.
You can buy it in a can.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Why would you pick it over tallow?
If I'm using a lot of fat, say to fry something in, I'll go with tallow. Right. But if I'm looking more for the flavoring, okay, or I'm just doing a mirepoix, right? I'm frying things. I'm cooking meat in my fat before I start my recipe. I'll go with ghee.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I always use olive oil to finish. That's very easy. Get a good olive oil. And how do you know it's good? Well, you read the reviews.
Yeah, read the reviews or just look at the back that says ingredients. Olive oil.
Yeah.
If it says anything else, it's garbage. Don't buy it.
That's right.
Yeah, leave it on the shelf. Even put a sticky note on that tells the store, don't stock your shelf with this, please.
Yeah.
What is and I'm doing tallow research right now, but it says suet and tallow? SUET?
Yeah.
What is that?
It
says suet, am I saying that right? SUET and tallow are healthy fats. Well, I've never heard of suet though.
So suet is another type of animal fat. Ask Siri.
Well, then I have to get off of Google and I'm
No, you don't. You got to be on. You can open
Siri.
the browser.
Hey Siri. What is suet?
I'm going to say like exhaust smoke.
Yes. Tallow reduces inflammation.
I mean,
while you're looking that up, I'm glad you're still with us for one. You got quiet down there for a while.
Yeah.
Flavoring your fats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love to do this.
Flavoring components for fat. What do you do to flavor your fat?
Okay, my favorite thing, I'll throw either some cinnamon, some whole cloves, or some anise in there.
Interesting.
And as I'm heating up my fat, I'll heat. This is a Indian food trick.
Yeah.
Right. So as I'm heating up the fat, I'll heat that cinnamon stick in the fat. I'll heat the cloves in there, or the anise, the star. You know that spice that looks like a star?
Yes.
That's
Tastes
anise.
like licorice.
Yes, exactly.
Star anise.
But lightly flavoring your fat with it turns out to add a certain depth to your recipe as far as flavor goes.
Is that what you used to make your butter chicken the other day?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Came out well.
And it turns out in that case, I used all three.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's okay to cook your whole recipe with that cinnamon and anise. Usually I pull the cinnamon out. Sometimes if I'm grinding up or I'm using the blender to blend all the ingredients to make the puree, I'll leave the cinnamon in. And I'll add just this like weird little cinnamony flavor.
Suet is the raw, hard fat of beef, lamb, or mutton found around the loins and the kidneys. So it's from a certain part of the animal.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to know.
Yeah. Don't worry, I did your work for you there, Savage.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. When to use, not use olive oil. Don't cook in it. Add it afterwards.
Yeah. Finish with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If your shit's dry after you finish it, add olive oil.
And reiterating what we just said.
But on that note, also, if your shit is dry, use olive oil.
Use olive oil.
Yeah, drink it. And then your shit won't be dry no more.
Yeah, that's literally true.
Literally true, I know. Yeah.
Yep.
That's an old doctor's trick, but
Science,
before that it was mineral oil, right? Like
and mineral oil is still super effective.
Yeah, mineral oil will get
just less
out.
tasty. Right? And I have to say this, I drink olive oil often.
Do you?
Yeah, if I pull it out of the shelf, I drink it.
Like an ounce or two or
swig or two.
Swig,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work with your constipation, then motor oil will help get the trick done.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the same shit as vegetable oil.
Pretty much.
Pretty much,
right?
Yeah, pretty much. Hydrolyzed petroleum or vegetable oil. And I guarantee you they're both going in the same thing.
Yep. Exactly.
Cooking the greens dry. So you're not proposing like boiling and blanching them then?
No, usually I don't.
Okay.
Right? So I mean, we're talking like and by green I mean cauliflower. Right?
I would say not boiling, but poaching and then blanching, which is kind of a classic way to
dense,
do your
not your leafy green vegetables, your dense green vegetables.
Yeah.
Except for spinach, it goes both ways.
Okay.
Obviously. But a lot of times I'll just throw them in the skillet without.
And there's the name of the episode. Spinach goes both ways.
That's good. That's good. So I just heat up the pan, throw that shit in there, heat it up, get it to fairly high heat because I'm looking for caramelization.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then after I pull the broccoli on, I will.
Good
flavor
God, what are you cooking that you're cooking spinach and broccoli at the same time? What are you making?
Sometimes.
Good Lord.
I mean, that sounds great. I love like fresh veggies as much as I do beef.
Yeah. Try cooking it without the fat.
That's
okay,
blaspheme.
here's where that changes.
Blaspheme.
If you're using spices in the
And not true.
recipe.
It's not a true statement.
What?
It's not a true statement.
What?
You love vegetables as much as you do beef.
Okay, maybe.
No way. If I set you down and said you can only eat vegetables for the rest of your life
Okay.
or beef, which one you picking?
I would
Here we've hit
then. It's not a true
identity
statement.
debate.
Yeah, not a true statement.
Identity debate.
Continue.
Yeah. Can Chance identify as a
vegan? Hell no. That's why I couldn't even think. That's a blaspheme.
Definitely not. Okay.
We do not propose not eating vegetables.
We all like our good vegetables.
I
but come on.
appreciate vegetables almost as much as I love and appreciate good red meat. There.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But if life needs to go on without them, I will be okay.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so
You happy now?
Kind of.
Okay.
I still can't believe you said that. But.
so you can start with the fat, and then if you're using like certain spices and you're trying to distribute those spices around the vegetable, start with the fat. But if you're mostly just like eating broccoli, green beans, whatnot, then just do the vegetable alone.
Okay.
Right? If you need to soften the vegetable, throw a fourth cup of water in there.
Yeah.
Cover it.
I thought you said you broth
steam it
instead
that
of water.
way.
Just going off what you say, bro.
Good job, Savage,
we can't have misleading statements
No,
here.
sir. Look at the list. It says right there.
In the event you need to soften your greens,
Use
throw
broth.
in broth.
That's technically true.
It's actually that's probably a great idea
job.
is to throw some chicken broth into some green beans. That sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you can't lose with that.
I
And
don't
then
think
cover
so.
it, and then it'll steam those green beans.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
that's
technically,
that's
the green leaving or the green plants are going to have enough water content to where, yes, you don't need an oil or a base or a mirepoix,
Right.
agreed.
mirepoix, whatever.
Exactly.
Speaking of green beans, though, do y'all like when you do a fresh green bean in a stir fry or throw it in an iron skillet as I do you like a softer or a little bit on the crunchier side?
I like crunchy.
Me too.
Yeah, same with
So,
asparagus. I like.
I don't even eat that
I
crap.
like a good snap. What?
That's nasty.
But see, whenever you do that shit, cook those green beans, like give them a nice
I think I'm going to do it in that broth, actually, man. That sounds good.
Give them a simmer in a dry skillet before you toss them off into that recipe.
I make, when we make a big steak dinner, sometimes I'll make like a romaine, like a romaine salad, but I'll throw that big head of romaine over open coals and get char on that lettuce, and it turns out
it's really
adds
good.
more flavors. Great,
yeah, and that romaine you cook is great.
Yeah, and it's super simple.
Yep.
Yeah,
and you're also killing off potential E. coli that from the migrants that pick it in the field. Yeah,
sure, cooking off the Roundup.
yeah.
Cookbooks.
Okay. So I got to the end of my list.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, those are all the essential food hacks, all that I could think of. And I was like, okay, cookbooks. How do you use cookbooks?
Well, you open them and then you read them.
Okay, how do you use cookbooks?
I have a guilt, like an admission I better make. So I have probably 8 or 9 or 10 cookbooks, all nicely and neatly, ornately arranged in my glass kitchen display cabinet. So, for somebody to walk in and go, oh, this guy might know his shit.
Yeah, I got you. I've thought that.
Nary have I cracked one of those bitches open because I'm always looking up the recipe on Southern Girl Eats or
and
something.
I would like to take my statement back also. I do not open them and read them. How I use cookbooks is I call you and I go, hey, bro, look in your cookbook and send me that recipe.
Yes,
true.
I have a lot of good cookbooks that should be opened and utilized, but I don't. I just look up the thing online.
Yeah, so here's what I would recommend. I recommend this to most people. Open those cookbooks and just and those cookbooks probably have a generalized subject, right?
Sure.
It's like you have one on charcuterie. I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
And you have one
salumi and salami, cured meats. What would also be charcuterie? I have a French, kitchen cookbook.
So cookbooks are meant for inspiration, not direction.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Now there is direction.
I fully
in them,
feel that,
but you can flash through the page and go, "Oh shit, that looks amazing! What is that?" And then you look at the picture and you look at the description and what it is, and then you go look it up online.
Yeah, if you have great cookbooks and you don't use them, just flip through them.
Yeah,
because you're gonna put something together in your head.
Yeah,
as far as like, oh, I should cook this, and you might follow the cookbook recipe, but you're probably just gonna go on Google and look at or YouTube, my favorite cooking resource, right? And look it up and cook it.
Well, I'm gonna have to show y'all after we wrap this up here in a minute. But there's a new show. It's new. It's running 2 seasons now, and it's called Big Sky Kitchen. It's Mexican family dude from Mexico, or his family's from Mexico.
I've heard of this.
He lives in Montana. He has one arm, but he his setting in his kitchen. He makes just fantastic. Fantastic.
I'll have to check it out.
We're going to have to watch a little bit when we're wrapping this up, but I'm obsessed with it. It's like the one cooking show. I love Chef's Tables. Yeah. Those are great, but they're showcases.
Yeah.
This is like a cooking show that I can literally sit and binge watch all the way through. It's a great show.
Right.
Big Sky Kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, so direction versus inspiration. That's what you were touching on.
Yeah. So if you got cooking books, before you cook, flip through the cooking book, just see... or if you're making your menu for the week, just spend some time flipping through the cookbook. Okay. And so this gets into what I call dressing up versus dressing down a recipe.
Okay.
Right. And it's 100% all right to dress down a recipe. Okay. So I have several cookbooks that are really technically difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think like Sean Brock's South. Right?
I don't know that guy's name. I don't know who that is.
He was on Chef's Table.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them on Chef's Table by now.
You look through his cookbook, it is so technically difficult.
Yeah. It's like the Bible.
It is the Bible of Southern cooking.
Okay.
Right? So I'll look at his recipes. I'll be like, oh, fuck this.
But you've already got this inspiration, so you've got to run with it somehow.
Right. So I dress it way down.
Yeah.
I look at it and I say, okay, so what are the essential ingredients? What are the aromatics? What are the flavorings. Okay, what can go away?
Yeah.
And I toss out what can go away, and it's perfectly fine to do that.
Yeah.
And just to make a recipe, and see how it.
But is there
sits.
a margin there to where you could dress it down to a point where it's not even remotely similar to what your inspiration was, and it tastes like garbage?
Yeah, there is.
You could fuck it up.
Well, obviously, yeah. But if you look at an ingredient and you're like, okay, it's calling for some like special heirloom, like super hard to get ingredient. Yeah. Okay. So I'll put this, say, some of the chili seasonings in Thai food.
Okay.
Right. It'll call for this or Indian.
Sure. I've done a lot of
spices.
this with Asian dishes. Like around here, you can't get the ingredients that it calls for.
So you go with paprika.
We can. You just got to go to Arlington.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're wanting to make a quick dish,
So you either ixnay the ingredient or you just put paprika in it, right? And so you just pare that down. Or if you have to prepare the ingredient, then you say, "Meh, screw it."
Okay.
Yeah, like if it takes a little time besides cutting it up, but you have to actually prepare the ingredient and let it sit for a day, something like a prepared horseradish or something like that. You just say, yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
I'm taking that out.
Okay. So just remove it entirely.
Yeah.
Omit it.
And then you can decide afterwards is this a recipe I really want to work on? And then you actually work on it and you dress it up.
You take the time to drive to the big stores or the Asian market or the Italian market or whatever to get the
order
proper
your shit off
ingredient.
Amazon.
Yeah, get it on
That too.
Amazon.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Man,
to
there's a
Arlington.
lot of really cool small mom and pop specific markets.
Amazon's putting them out.
Yeah. But like brick and mortar, like in your big metropolitan area, you can find these places, drive to them, interact with those people.
Yeah, and you get to walk through all that.
Yeah, have a whole new
experience.
experience.
Yeah.
Good, bad smell.
Don't drive through Houston, then you don't stop by an Indian food store.
Don't ever drive through Houston.
Okay.
That's the better. Just don't do it.
I mean, if you're in that area, it's tough not to do. Like you don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Yeah, some Thai spices are hard to come by.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's why I cook steak. 4 ingredients, 3 ingredients.
And you can't go wrong with steak.
Nah.
Heat,
Meat, salt, pepper.
Salt, pepper,
butter,
tallow.
tallow. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah. So, and then knowing when you want to dig into a recipe, right? Okay, so some recipes, chili.
Yeah.
We got our Whiskey Bro chili, right? And it's just
I mean, you do.
When and when not to put peanut butter in it.
Yeah, that's my secret ingredient. Thanks a lot, bro.
That's not that
Well, he
big
didn't say how
Not
much.
that big a secret.
He didn't say how much.
True story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's ate it.
But taking a few recipes that are like family recipes or recipes that are regional to your region, and you just say, I'm going to try to perfect this.
Yeah, and it may be over the course of a month or a year or a fucking decade.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And okay, so I don't care if somebody has an heirloom, like, okay, my mom made this. My mom always made it like this. It can be improved.
Yeah.
Right? And those are the perfect recipes to be improved because probably when your mom made it, she added Kansas shit in there.
Yeah.
Right. And so, if